before we go to the Most High God, Yahweh, by Shimei Awashah, man, right? We are the Hebrew Israelites, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, man. We out here for y'all to let y'all know that, hey, it's time to turn back into the Lord, man. It's time to separate ourselves from the ways of the world, man.
Right, so we out here to rebuke, right, exhort, right, let our people know that don't follow the ways of the heathen, right? Because this what you see right here, the ways of the heathen.
But our people want to gravitate towards them. You want to know why? Because our people don't know who the hell they are, man.
Right.
Our people don't know what to look towards. So what do? They look toward the other nations. And they get caught up in sorcery and witchcraft, man. And that's all that this stuff is.
Right, the heathens is into these different African men, women. Right, they into perverseness, wickedness, evil. Right, we got to get out of that. Right, go ahead.
So if you come to serve the Lord, you got to prepare yourself for temptation, man. The enticement of this world, man. Right, and the destruction that a lot of our people walk in, man. You have to prepare yourself to be an adversary against that, man. Set thy heart aright. Set thy heart aright. Get your mind right. Make sure your mind is in order, man. Don't sit there and come into this thing confused, man, thinking that you, whatever the case may be, man. Different things forth to test us, man, to put us through the trial, man. Right? Let me go to Sirach chapter 2 and verse number 1. Let me get Sirach 2 and 1.
Back to this book, Sirach, chapter 2, verse 1. Yeah.
My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. Prepare thy soul for temptation.
You see, and a lot of our people, they walk into the Christianity church house and they think that they're ready to prepare their hearts for the Lord, man. They think that they're ready to serve the Lord, man. Right? And they sit there and face the basest level of demons, man. Right? And then they fall away from the Christian church, man. Ain't nothing but lies being promoted in the Christian church anyways, man. But our people can't even sit there and overcome those things, man. Can't even overcome those struggles, man. Can't even show up consistently every week, man. Right? Just to sit there and try to renew yourself, man. Right? So if you come to serve the Lord, you gotta prepare yourself for temptation, man. The enticement of this world, man. Right? And the destruction that a lot of our people walk in, man. You have to prepare yourself to be an adversary against that, man. Read this. Set thy heart aright. Set thy heart aright. Get your mind right. Make sure your mind is in order, man. Don't sit there and come into this thing confused, man, thinking that you, whatever the case may be, man. You have to come in here with a pure intent and a matter of sincerity, man. Right? Actually come in to beseech the Lord, man. Elsewise, you're going to get persuaded to think that what? You can do whatever you want. You can follow after the ways of this world and also be serving to God at the same time. We get Matthew chapter 6 and verse 22. Right? You can't do both of these things at the same damn time, man. You can't be serving righteousness, right, and serving unrighteousness, man. You can't have two masters in this thing, man. Right? You have to have one master and follow after him wholeheartedly, man. Go bring that up.
It's the book of Matthew, chapter 6 and verse 22.
No.
The light of the body is the eye.
It said what?
The light of the body is the eye.
The things in which you follow after, man, right? Because the first thing that you're going to do with your eye is what? See something, right? And then your mind is going to be engaged to perceive it. You understand? To break it down and actually understand what it is. You understand? So at the end of the day, man, hey, read that one more time.
Like it. It's the book of Matthew 6 verse 22. The light of the body is the eye.
Right, so the light is going to be the first thing that hits your eye, man. Right? Which is this truth, man. Right? The light is what? Enlightenment and following after the Most High God, man. And keeping his commandments and his laws and statutes, man. Right, read on.
The light of the body is the eye. If therefore that eye be single, thy whole body shall be full of light.
It said what?
Thy whole Salakia. If therefore thy eye be single, thy whole body shall be full of light.
That's right. You got 2 minutes for the words of the Lord? Right? So, what's your nationality, if I may ask? You said indigenous? Okay, cool. What land are you indigenous to? This land? Right? So you would identify as, if somebody else was to call you what? Native American or Seminole Indian? Aboriginal? Okay, so this land wasn't always known as America, right? And so I'm saying, I guess you're saying that you were indigenous to this land before it was America. Okay, all right, cool. Where do you think your ancestors were before America, though? Because this land wasn't always inhabited. You said in spirit?
Wherever I was.
You said wherever you was?
Yeah, with me wherever I was.
Let me get Galatians 4:26 real quick. All right. So real quick, were your people sold into slavery? Your ancestors? They didn't go through slavery by any way, shape, or form? You said it's not who you are? Okay, no, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying, but historically, I get what you're saying. Historically, weren't our fathers, right, of past time, or our ancestors, didn't they go through enslavement?
Yeah, if I count them as me, yeah.
You said if you count them as you?
Yeah.
But I'm just saying historically, like literally just statistically, not necessarily in the spirit.
Americanly, like, yeah. Like,
Yeah.
they go off of, yeah. That's
Yeah,
what they
okay,
said.
right, exactly.
That's
So,
what they said. Right, you know what
right, I get what you're saying. But at the end of the day, let me get Revelation chapter 2 and verse number 9. Bring that out first. Because I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. You walk in the spirit. And that's really what you're just trying to say. You kind of just walk in a matter of fluidity.
If
Okay.
you know, like, it makes sense to me, I'm gonna go with it.
All right. Yeah,
Not
bring it.
uncontrollably, but it gotta make sense. I got a sense.
Okay. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 2, verse 9. I know thy works. I know thy works. And tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich. But thou art rich. Just like you said, even though we go through a lot of
I
shit.
don't explain it like that, but that makes sense. That's literally what I think I mean.
Right, exactly. And so we on the same page. At the end of the day, even though we going through these different things, we're still royalty. We're still. Let me get Deuteronomy 7 and 6 real quick. Right. So at the end of the day, man, we have to carry ourselves as such. What do you think that pertains to, or what do you think? How do you think you could walk in the ways of royalty?
Trying to give out what you expect to be given, if that makes sense. Because if you give in anything less than
You shall reap what you
then
sow.
when you deserve that, you can't get mad at that because that's what you gave out.
That's a part.
I get how, like, not everything comes with what you give, but if you always giving that same thing, you can't expect less than what you give because you gave that exact same thing.
Okay, I agree with
I
that.
feel like that's
I agree with that. I get what you're saying. Right, and I actually agree with that. So if you're constantly doing the same thing and you expecting a different result, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
Exactly. It's
like,
the definition of
I'm
insanity.
not saying that.
Okay.
I'm not saying that. Do I need to go into detail or something?
I think I get what you're saying. You're basically saying if you're constantly putting the same thing out into the world, you can't expect something else to come in return, or you can't expect to get a reward for that.
It don't matter. You just do what you gotta do. You know what I mean? Like, it's you in control of the way you react to anything.
Okay.
That's on you.
Do you believe that God has given us specific instructions for our own good?
I would say so, but not to give out evil. We're clearly not here for that.
Yeah, we're not here to give out
That's
evil.
so obvious. If you don't get that,
Let me get Deuteronomy 10 and 12. Yeah, right, so real quick, let me read this for you. Because at the end of the day, the Lord didn't cause us to go through these different things for our own destruction.
yeah, just to be
right?
doing
It's
anything.
if anything, it's really for correction. Do you have any children?
Not yet.
You got nephews, nieces? Okay, cool. Right, so when they come over to you, whatever the case might be, right, you gonna correct them if they doing something wrong. You gonna let them know, hey, look, you out of line. You need to sit there and go do such and such. Whatever the punishment may be. Go sit over there, let me get your tablet, whatever the case may be. Right?
I would say that's not the best way of doing it.
Well, I'll say so. How do you feel like judgment should go forth? Or punishment,
I just
sort
feel
of
like
thing?
kind of if you know more, if you can see that you know more than your peer, why not give your 2 cents? I would hate for you. I would rather you give me your 2 cents knowing that if you think you know more than me, tell me.
Well, no, I just want to get it's a dialogue, so it's equal for, you understand, we both exchanging thoughts, you understand? I want to get enlightened on how you look at judgment should be, go forth.
I don't think it should be anything.
So if they do something wrong,
Judging doesn't make sense because there's so many, like, recycle thoughts, people can do a lot of things that has already happened or will happen anyway, so.
okay,
it's
so
just,
in the example
it's
that,
connected for me to think that you do that.
no, in the example that I had given, right, or if your nephew or your niece was to do something wrong, I'm asking you, how do you go about reprimanding them?
The judgment I give them.
Yeah.
Obviously, if I feel like it would not be something that they should think they would need in the future, then don't take it with me. But if you feel like I would just ask their judgment, really, like, hey, I'm not judging you, but what's your judgment? Because it could be right in their life. I'm not their life.
So, okay, if you tell them not to touch the stove or stop messing with the damn furnace or whatever the case may be,
I would say stop, don't touch the fire because it is hot. But
Right.
I'm not saying don't because that's what you should do.
Okay.
I'm letting you know what could happen.
Okay.
I'm just letting you know in case you didn't know that. You already knew that. You're like, okay, no, I'm
I'm listening to you. I'm just sincerely
I
getting
go
you.
that slow with people just to make sure, because I don't want to. I'm an Aries. I don't want to come off too strong.
All right, that's fine. Let me get Romans chapter 7 and verse number 14 real quick. I do want you to get that.
I can't be told if I'm wrong or right. I just know that.
You say you can't be told if you're wrong or right? Why not?
Not really. Not by what
Even
I
if it's from the
believe
Most High
in,
God?
You know what I mean? I'm spiritual, so my Most High makes sense to me.
Okay, bring this out
So
first.
You can't tell
The
me
book of
I'm wrong
Romans.
about what I think. You know what I mean? Or believe.
All right,
It's
listen
the book
to
of
this
Romans
real quick.
chapter 7 and verse 14.
Bring it out.
For we know that the law is spiritual.
It said what?
For we know that the law is spiritual.
The law in our heritage that the Lord has given unto us is also spiritual, sister. So when you say you walk in spiritually, or whatever the case may be, you also walk in an alignment or somewhat in that same adjacent, I should say. You're walking in a linear or collinear pathway. You understand?
Right.
To whereas though your perception and your understanding is just a little bit flawed. All right. And I'm not trying to sit there and say that
What does
to
slow
insult
mean?
you. You said
No, I don't feel insulted. I
Okay.
feel like I'm learning for
okay, right.
a
So
different source. Is that okay?
that's fine.
Are you meaning to belittle me?
No.
Okay, so you don't
That's
have to.
fine.
You
Okay,
don't
I'm
even
just
have to
letting you
go
know.
at that. Like I'm not that type of person. Read me.
At the end of the day,
Read me.
okay, cool. Right, so you're walking in a pathway to where as though it's a little bit flawed. We're walking in a pathway to where as though we're walking in the
Perfect?
trueness.
Perfect?
No, not we strive to be perfect.
Okay.
Can't be perfect.
But I still think that too. Though. I strive to be, you know, truth or perfect
Okay.
or whatever you would think of it as. So
What's your
just because
definition of
I'm not-
perfect?
I mean, I don't have a definition for perfect though, but it's just not.
What's your
so-
perception or reality?
My perception of perfect is not doing or being the wrong. I'm stopping at that. Not-
Okay, so
not
what
the
do you
wrong.
define as the wrong then? Let me get 1 John 3 and 4.
Maybe the most common, unusual.
The most common, unusual.
Yeah, or something like.
And so you
something
judge that.
Something that would put fear in someone. You know what I mean?
Okay, so basically just judging off of your morality and what you can see.
I mean, I'm judged all the time, so I can't really tell direction from judging with others, but with myself, I don't. That's why I don't.
Okay, so let me ask you a question because I feel like this would be well understood. If you were to sit there and conspire, right, or think about laying down with your father, wouldn't that be wrong?
I don't think. I mean, that's not right. Like that's not usual for me. I can't say it's not right, but it's not usual for me.
Why is it
That's
not right?
something I would do just because I wouldn't.
So if somebody was to do that and they said that they're right in their own eyes, then you just gonna throw your hands up and be like, that's okay?
I mean, I feel like
get
you
Mike
can't
3 in.
change someone's that unless they are willing to be. And I can't be the first person to say something.
At
But
the end of the
yes,
day-
I would voice my opinion.
All right.
So I would.
Okay, but at the end of the day, right?
I don't know if I would change anything, but I would still.
Okay, why do you think this Bible is here? Why do you think that the Bible has been put upon the face of the earth?
Because, like to show.
Let me get Sirach 17
I
and
would
11.
say I don't think that's not what I go off of.
What do you go off
of? I feel like Exodus is better than whatever section that would be. I feel like
The
that's
Old Testament?
That's a good, yeah. The old, not something different.
Okay. Right, so Exodus, that's just the book in the Bible in the Old
I
Testament.
feel like that makes sense. Like, how could it not? That's not fair for it not to be.
So real quick, who did
as
Moses
sensible
lead
as
out of the
every
Red
other
Sea,
thing.
if you're familiar with Exodus? Who did Moses lead through the Red Sea?
I'm not familiar, but like I take what I hear out of it, if it makes sense to me to take with me.
So do you
on
read
my
the Bible?
journey. No, I've never read that. I won't. Like,
Why not?
I don't feel like there's a point of me reading it if I'm.
That's a great point.
I don't want anything
Right.
guiding me but the universe, and that's not the universe. You think the Bible is the universe? Yes or no?
What do you consider the
Can
universe?
Can you answer the question? Is
I
the
don't mean
Bible
to
the
ask a
universe?
question. You said what?
I know, but you've been asking me questions and you're not gonna embarrass me. I don't know what y'all do with this camera. You're not gonna embarrass me.
No, we
'cause
just documenting.
I'm strong with what I believe in. If I was to ever believe in what you believe in, no offense, I'd probably be stronger than y'all three doing it. Because am I not holding my ground right now? There's three of y'all against me trying to.
They're just reading the
or
scriptures.
say
So we
whatever
just
you want.
dialoguing.
Yeah.
We're just having a conversation. I haven't
Exactly.
cast down nothing than what you think. I haven't
Yeah, it's the
belittled
way
you,
he's
nothing
saying
like
it.
that.
You don't think that because it's the way he's saying it. because I live a little lighter than that.
I'm just asking for sake of enlightenment. I don't want to judge you.
Right.
You're not judging me. You're judging you. Judging me. That's what
No.
I'm not judging you.
The reason why I've been asking the questions is to gain a sense of enlightenment. If I were to just go off of appearance,
Y'all go off a book. I don't go off that. I go off the universe.
He's trying to understand where you're coming from.
All right.
Understand your mindset so he can.
let me get this
But
out.
I don't understand, 'cause that means
I'm about to start bringing out scripture.
I'm slower than what you're talking about. I understand I overstand what you're talking about. Like, just because I don't word my words the way you word them doesn't mean I don't understand what you're talking about.
I get what you're saying when you say that, but
you're saying your level, not under your level, not you teaching me something. You saying it will be reminding me of something, not teaching me a thing.
that's how you're taking it and that's how you're perceiving
But I'm
it.
not
But
being
you
strong, I'm being
can I finish
regular.
my point real
This is
quick?
regular.
I'm letting you talk. Right.
This is regular, I promise.
Okay, that's fine.
You don't have to like.
I'm speaking in a
belittle me
level.
again.
I'm not belittling.
Okay.
I'm
try
speaking
not
in a
to.
level
See if
of
you can try not to. 'Cause I'm
speaking
lighter
it-
than that. I'm really lighter than
You're
that.
gonna keep cutting me off or you're gonna let me finish?
I'm trying to tell you before you make me just walk away anyway.
I'm trying to express my point. You said I keep asking you
Okay,
questions and
be
you've been
like
talking a
me.
lot.
You don't have to belittle me. Teach me
reason
something.
why-
Instead of belittle me, teach me.
All right, bring this up.
I'm gonna
Start back 17 to 11.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 17, verse 11.
Bring it on.
Besides this, he gave them knowledge and the law of life for inheritance.
Right? So at the end of the day, we just read that the law is spiritual in Romans chapter 7 and verse 14. So when we follow after spirituality, or we say we follow after spirituality, the form of spirituality, or the what's the word I'm looking for, right? The addition, right, or what's the word I'm looking for, right? Deviation, basically, right, of spirituality comes from the scriptures. You understand? You're able to get a sense of what you have a moral compass, right?
But to get that on paper, you have to be spiritual first.
You would have to be.
How you gonna
Yes.
put something through? Exactly. That's all I'm saying.
But there's
That's all I'm
a
saying.
certain.
You're making me feel littler than that. I want to be right where that is.
No, like just like we read, the law is spiritual. The law wasn't always written in paper. You had something called the oral law, to where the what? Moses was the one that was able to get those different things. He got them spoken to him.
I got it.
All right. So at the end of the
That's
day.
where I think I'm at. I'm not thinking about the book part. So I feel like I feel like yes. I
So
can
what's
skip
the
that
difference
word.
though? If we
I
have
feel
the
like I can
oral
skip
law,
I don't know word for word doesn't mean nothing to me.
if we have the oral law written in paper now, what's the difference? Because you say you follow after the oral
I'm the
law.
type of person, like, I'm only learning from you because I can hear you.
Right.
If I would have never heard you today or it came, I would have never heard you to learn anything from you. That's what I'm saying.
What's a couple of laws or commandments that you feel like you have to follow after?
I'm not following that. I'm going with only that of something. Does that make sense?
Okay, so if it makes sense, if it makes sense for you to go ahead and I'm not saying that it does, but if it makes sense for you to go kill somebody
No, it does not make sense
unjustly,
to do that.
I'm saying if, you know what I'm saying? Somebody might be walking
So,
around.
like, I'm thinking if.
I'm not saying you should carry yourself like that. I'm making an example.
No, I'm saying for the example.
Yeah. For the example,
Okay.
yeah. You have people that actually walk around and think that's okay.
Right.
And so therefore, does it make it right though? Should they do it just because they think it's okay?
I'm not gonna say. I wouldn't think that's a safe space for me. Just because I've never been in that space. So any space I've never been in, it's unsafe to me, whether it's right or wrong. So I can't say that their judgment on things is wrong or right because they could be going through something that tells them exactly that to do.
Let me
Just
get a
like
little
it's
bit more
telling me to do
specific.
this, you to do that, him to do that, him to do that.
Let me get a little bit more specific. Now, what if the victim
I don't go that deep
is-
though, because
well, we going that deep for the
I
example.
can't judge. I can't really predict that. That's futuristic. Like,
Okay, if you're literally just, let me get Micah chapter 3
I
verse
don't
3.
want y'all to get mad. Like,
Micah,
you get irritated at me. I'm learning. We are both learning. You have never.
Wait.
Who is staying here this morning to talk to you? Not a lot of people.
A lot of people.
When? All day today?
Not today, but a lot of people
But
have. We just came out
I'm
here.
starting today, though. I'm starting it.
Okay.
Like, I don't want you to be offensive at me.
I'm not.
Look at what you're doing.
I'm not trying to.
I'm saying you're reaching people. That's what
Okay.
I'm trying to tell you.
All right.
So you're like, this is not, when people stay here, it's not because you're not reaching them. Like, I
never said
mean,
that.
you can tell that, obviously. You can tell that.
Right.
You can tell them, I'm here, I'm reaching, I'm with you. I'm trying to figure
I
out.
got you. All right, now go ahead, bring some.
I can't say I know exactly what, you know what I mean, hood, but like, I don't be stuck on one thing. I can have 3 things at once. That's just up to y'all to believe ain't true. You know what I mean?
It's the book of Micah chapter 3 verse 8.
Right.
But truly I am full of power.
What?
But truly I am full of power.
So the Lord was always dealing with a particular people upon the face of the earth. He always had certain vessels set up to where as though what? he put his power or instilled a certain amount of spirit within them to where as though they were able to understand on a certain level, right? Able to perceive different things, able to foretell certain things, you understand, right? So these people, what? Are still walking upon the face of the earth today, where the Lord is still dealing with certain vessels. Let me get Wisdom of Solomon chapter 15 and verse number 7 real quick. Bring this out, finish it out.
But truly I am full of power by the Spirit of the Lord.
By what?
By the Spirit of the Lord.
Right?
And of judgment.
And of what?
And of judgment.
Right?
And of might to declare unto Jacob his transgression and to Israel his sin.
That's right. So at the end of the day, the Lord has chosen these specific vessels, what, and filled them with the Spirit to do what? To judge, you understand? To declare transgressions, which is what? Things that are going against what the Lord told us to do. You understand? So he set up certain vessels to do these different things. Why? Because there's a way that we have to follow after. And so when you're saying that you don't follow after anything or you don't really seek out after anything, that's where it's like, okay, hold on.
What do you think that is a sense if he gave us all that, like, that weird ass?
Not everybody has that sense.
Because why would we, nobody's going up, I mean, you guys are, but wouldn't that be in specific? Like, there's not a lot of groups out here right now doing what you're doing, right? Yes or no?
In Indianapolis, maybe
people,
not.
Right, but there's not a lot of people here that's like how I am on the other side of you guys, thinking I know what I know as well. Some people are just sleepwalking, like just still there. Just
Right, but do you
anything with whatever
when you
that
walk,
was. And you remember it because you were there.
right?
Once
When you
put
walk,
that shit on, you can't take it off. You can't unsee what you're seeing.
bring this up.
The Most High God has this is Wisdom of Solomon.
No. Wisdom of Solomon 15 and 7.
This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 15, verse 7. For the potter, tempering soft earth, fashioneth every vessel.
Just as a potter will sit there and do pottery, they sit there and shape their vase or whatever the case may be. It's the same way the Creator, He's chosen certain vessels and shaped them in
I
certain
feel like
ways.
I was created. Like I'm born with
We all
what
were
I'm
created
doing,
at the
and
end of the day,
we're
yeah.
not all created the same. He didn't make two of the same unless they're twins, but that's still not the same.
Okay.
You know that.
Right.
He made it separately.
Right. So bring this up.
I'm saying,
For the potter, tempering soft earth, fashioneth every vessel with much labor for our service. Yea, the same clay he maketh both the vessels that serve for clean uses, and likewise also all such to serve the contrary.
So He has put a well amount of time into having these certain spirits walking upon the face of the earth. You have vessels that are served for what? Clean uses, just like it said, and it said likewise the contrary. When you're going into the contrary, that means dirty uses or filthy uses. So you have to be able to perceive, okay, cool, am I walking after the Most High God, or am I walking in a light or sense that I'm clean, or am I walking in a light or sense that I'm filthy, right, or dirty? And that's what we're basically trying to tell our people in these last days, to judge and examine themselves. But how could you?
That's what I'm thinking I'm doing.
Right. So how do you judge or examine yourselves unless you have some type of reference, though? Because it said, I have not known sin.
Are we allowed to go off our past self? That's what
Not
I'm doing,
necessarily.
because I don't.
Because then
I feel like I can't.
How old are you?
Put myself in competition with another person because I'm me. I'm 31.
Okay. Right. So if you say in your past self, are you saying like in your 20s or like your teens?
Like everything that traumatic happened to get me to like the point where I woke up and think about like how we're thinking now, not just how other people like we can see them do that.
You can to a degree, but at the end of the day, there's something that is going to stick out way more than that. It's just like we read, the law is spiritual, and the Lord gave us our heritage, right, which is the law, for a way of life, for a way of instruction. You understand? Let me get that in Deuteronomy 10 and 12 real quick. Go back to that, right? Because we never brought that out. You remembering all the scriptures we went through, though? Okay, cool.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 10, verse 12. And now, Israel, what doth Yahweh thy God require of thee? But to fear the Lord thy God, to walk in all his ways, and to love him, and to serve the Lord thy God with all thy heart and with all thy mind.
Right, so we have to continually serve the Most High God. Because why? He's the one that created us, and we're of service unto him. These bodies, we wouldn't have them unless the Lord gave it to us. Right? The spirit that we have, we wouldn't have it unless the Lord made it for us. You understand? And then granted it unto us. So we owe him the service that we try to give him on a day-to-day basis, man. And this right here is the service. When we wear this right here, this is a part of that service.
The service I think would be carrying myself the way I know that I'm spiritually brought to be. Like I'm not any.
But the Lord has given a specific service for all the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, all of Africa.
Aren't we allowed to believe what our service is ourselves.
Let me get-
Like, some people are like, you know how they're not as
me get Acts 5 and
knowledgeable as
29.
other people of this, of the Bible, or like, because I'm not of the Bible, but you guys are, but I'm of something else, and
Right.
you're learning about it.
Okay.
But we're both
At a
knowledgeable of
point
what
in
we
time-
know, but strangers to what we both don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's why we have
I get
options
what
right
you're
now. You know what I mean?
Okay, so now,
I'm not to think how that's my service, like
Okay.
how I'm being in my life. Like I'm not.
so now I want to
So weird. I'm not creating wrong. Like
I get what you're saying. So now at the end of the time, at the end of the day, we did at a point in time walk after our own ways, right? So I get what you're saying. But there comes a point to where as though, just like we said, there's vessels out here for clean uses that are what? Filled with the Spirit and being able to proclaim these different words. What? To judge, you understand? To also correct our people and let them know about their sins and their transgressions. And that's all we're trying to do out here in these last days. Yeah, I believe so. Right, and that's all we're trying to do out here in these last days is to sit there and let our people know that, hey, look, this is not the way that we should be going. You're close, but you're not there. You know what I'm saying? And so that at the end of the day, right, so at the end of the day, now there's commandments and laws and statutes that we have to follow after. And that's what I want to get to. But it was needful for us to establish a foundation to where we can overstand each other, like you say, right? So where we can overstand each other and be able to dialogue properly. Because if I just went judging on the outward appearance, that would be wrong with me.
yeah,
Instead of
because
trying to
it's
gain
like,
understanding.
It's like you guys know Spanish, but I know English, but we gotta meet somewhere.
Right.
Like y'all would do Spanglish.
That's why I was asking all those questions, though.
I know. That's where we gotta be. Not where you're trying to stop me at. I'm not going to stop there. I'll
Right.
meet you in the middle.
Okay, cool.
I'm not gonna stop
Right, and I appreciate it. Because a lot of our people, they want to just sit there and be approached all the time.
No.
Bring this out.
This is the book of Acts, chapter 5, and verse 29.
Because you want the kingdom of heaven, right? I believe a lot of people that walk upon faith they want the kingdom of heaven.
I don't think none of that is physical.
You don't think none of it's physical?
That's not my belief. Yeah. And hell and heaven is not physical to me.
Well, hell is just...
It's not a physical place. If we die and our body's floating, it's laying there, how's it physical? Our body's not there. What are you talking about? You can't, like, I'm not going to believe nothing else because that's what I believe.
We agree with you to a degree because right now,
That's why we got to choose to meet in the middle real quick.
Let me elaborate real quick. I got what you're saying.
We didn't stop there. We went a little bit more like, no,
Right.
this way.
Let me elaborate real quick because guess what? There's people that are walking upon the face of the earth. They're already living in their kingdom of heaven.
Exactly.
Right.
So there's no way we can, like...
So, but you can still judge. Are we living in heaven?
That doesn't mean it has to be physical, though. Doesn't mean it has to be physical. Like,
There is going to be a heaven that is physical though. So it is
but
also
you're not
just
taking this body with us.
No.
We're not taking this
No,
body
we're not.
with us when we get there,
Right.
whatever that is.
We're not.
I know that. So this vessel don't come. That's why I'm saying it's not physical. This is all we're used to here.
Right.
Here we have to use these things. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But does that mean that
but
we
when
should
go
still-
to wherever we else is next, if that's when our
Let me get
heaven
Judges
is,
chapter 2.
then we can. How we got to know that? That's when our heaven was. Is.
Okay, I get what you're saying. Right.
You know what I mean?
What did I
Book of
do?
Acts, chapter 5, verse 29. Then Peter and the other apostles answered and said, we ought to obey God rather than men.
This is after Jesus already gave up the ghost. He already died. This is Acts, right after John. And so basically Peter said what? We also obey God rather than man. So a lot of our people, they walk after the ways of man. They walk after the intentions of this world, which came from a man at the end of the day. Or sometimes we walk after our own selves, right? Thinking that we know it all, whatever the case may be. I'm not saying you, but some people do. They think that, oh, I got it all figured out. This is the way that I'm going to go after it. Yeah, some don't.
That's even worse too.
Right, but the Lord said we ought to obey God rather than man. So we can't think of ourselves to be more than what we are. We can't think of any other man that's walking upon the face of the earth to think that they're more than what they are.
We are God's child, so that's
Exactly.
what I'm thinking. So if he God and he had me, I'm a piece of God. I don't give a fuck.
Right, and what, being a piece of God, how do you have to carry yourself?
As he would, like
Right.
he's telling you to, not as
Right.
he would, because we don't know as he would.
Let me get 1 Peter 2:21.
It's right there.
Okay.
They say that, but
So
I don't
now-
read the Bible. I feel like I can get it from the universe. I don't have to read it to follow it that way. You
So
know
what's
what I
the couple
mean?
of
Just because
command-
it's not all together right now in your face doesn't mean it's not gonna come together. I'm so sorry.
I get what you're saying, right? You know, it's going
I
to be.
take my time on a lot of things I do.
Let me get Psalms chapter 159. You say you take your time?
Yeah, like not time, but like I'm not much of a planner unless I'm dealing with the matrix. That's what I call it. You know what I mean? Unless I'm doing something
Going to
outside
work
of
or something
doing
like that,
what I do.
whatever.
No, I don't go to like I don't.
I get what
live
you're saying.
there.
You said the
I don't
matrix, so
live there.
I was just.
I'm retired Marine. Like
Okay.
I don't live there.
Let me get Psalms chapter 159.
So I don't live in there.
Okay.
I don't have to work for things to do anything to live. I don't work That's
so
why I don't mind being here. This is not hurting me.
okay.
I'm learning. I cry because like I got emotional because it makes sense. Like
All
and
praises.
it feels good for other people to know what I know.
Right.
Whether you think I got you or not. How about that?
Right. So now, what's a commandment or what's a law that you have felt like you perceived? Because you say you haven't read the Bible, but you feel
I
like it
would need
comes
a
to you through
commitment.
the
Like,
Spirit.
unfortunately, I'm the type to learn like this. Like, you would have to tell me them. I'm like, okay, I did that one, I did that one, I did that one. Just because, like,
Okay.
I'm more of a follow leader than I am a leader follower. Like, I can't, like how you guys are doing some kind of shit right now. I'm following, but I'm still a leader. You're not taking my leadership from me. I just came to other leaders to lead.
Okay, all right.
That's what I'm doing.
I mean, and that's
I don't
really
back
how
down
things
from
are
my
supposed to
thing.
be.
Yeah.
You know, there's always supposed
And
to be a
I feel like
man that
makes sense
stands
to
up as a
myself
leader.
well.
Yeah.
I feel like that makes sense as well.
Right. So, and that's
Be afraid
also.
just because somebody looks like they're about to leave doesn't mean you be afraid to not let them. I'm finna leave. Like, what you got? Like, what's
All right,
up?
cool. So, what's the Sabbath
like
day?
that.
Are you familiar with the Sabbath day?
That's Saturday.
Okay, cool. Right. So, what does it start?
What's the start?
Yeah. Because now the inventions of man, again, like I said, we also obey God rather than man. How do you think God was judging the times or the time of the day? The end of the day and the beginning of the day, chiefly. Yeah, exactly, the sun. So once the sun goes down, that's the beginning of the next day because that previous day just ended. So therefore, it would start Friday night, sundown. So exactly.
Yeah, sundown to
So it's from evening to evening.
Okay.
And so
Oh,
right
to
now,
evening to evening?
yeah, that's how you would judge the day pretty
I
much.
knew Sabbath day wasn't Sunday though. I was like, it's not Sunday.
That's also an invention of man, right? Constantine or, you know, after
That's not for real.
Constantine.
That was made up.
Right. So yeah, the Sabbath day, what we gotta do during the
I know a
Sabbath
lot of
day?
things are made up. That's what I'm like.
Yeah.
I don't know how to like. I don't know. We got different ways of explaining things, but I've never been on the spot like this either.
Okay. All right. And, hey, the Lord, hey,
I'm not having a bad time. I would actually be here if I didn't have to be. I've been having to be this whole time, but I've been home.
all praise. Right. So at the end of the day, the Sabbath day, we have to what? We have to keep it holy and set apart from other days of the week. So I know you go on your adventures, you're doing whatever you're doing, whatever the case
Today
may
is
be.
Friday. I'm about to get it on. I'm about to go home now.
Today's Saturday.
Today's Saturday?
Yeah. You almost threw me off. I was like, Friday was definitely yesterday. Yeah, today's Saturday. It's the 7th.
My phone died. What time is it?
So,
Okay, so we can count it right at the 8:07.
yeah, it's 5:40. Right, so the sun's gonna go down in the next like 3.5 hours or so. About 9 o'clock.
Okay, I'm not from here.
All right, where you from?
CD, Chicago.
Chicago? We got brothers up there too. They be over there across the street from the beach. Right, so at the end of the day, the Sabbath day, we have to keep it holy and set apart from all the other days of the week. And so what does that consist of keeping the Sabbath day holy? You strengthening your relationship with the Most High.
Right, and so I wouldn't call it holy. I would call it strength. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I would think of it as what I think of it, not something that was like a word for it.
Well, holy just means, okay,
yeah, like
in the
I'm
Paleo
not
Hebrew
familiar
tongue,
with holy, so I
okay.
wouldn't say holy. Like
The definition
you
of
were
holy
saying it,
just
but you
means set
probably
apart.
mean what I mean.
Yeah.
You call it holy. Is what I'm
the definition of holy just means set apart.
Okay.
It's different from all the other days of the week. So anything that you would do on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever the case may be, that Friday night to Saturday night.
I would direct that towards my energy, not people, places, or things. Like, it would just be like making sure I don't feel any different with that stable, beautiful, or even elevated, if anything. You know what I mean? Like
Okay.
something like of that, like not going to a place, not going to see someone or doing something in particular. I can just sit there and watch TV. But if I feel like I'm stable and like relaxed in that moment, that's what I would do. I would just focus on my energy rather than doing something or saying something or praying or.
Okay,
I'm not.
But on that
trying to say that's
specific
bad,
day,
but-
on that specific day, those are the things that you want to do is bettering yourself pretty much
and it
in a
usually
righteous
happen
manner.
out of nowhere. I'm like, oh yeah, today is Saturday. After I'm thinking of how good I feel, I'm like I think like
That's the
that.
spirit.
That's how I am. Yeah, I'm like, oh
And
shit.
so naturally, you gotta just get
I be
into a
confirming.
tradition though.
Yeah.
You gotta kind of get into, because you say you don't really
But
plan too
it
much,
hasn't
but
been long. I mean, I've been the way I am, the way I know, the way you know what I mean. All this for like only 2 years. I think it would be 3 years in December.
Okay.
But that doesn't count because I'm not in the 3 years. That's marketing too.
I get what you're saying.
So it hasn't been long, but I'm still passionate about what's going on.
right, you have to continue to feed that. Because at the end of the day, it's coming to you for a reason. You have to feed the manner of enlightenment that you kind of moving to where as though what? You're able to spot out that, oh shoot, it's the Sabbath day. That's probably why I'm feeling like this. Like I just want to chill, want to relax, but I'm also getting, stuff done in a productive manner. But
that's why I don't be around them.
these moral compasses that man walks with, it usually comes stemmed off of following after the law, statutes, and commandments that we used to follow after. We've deviated since and started following after the traditions of man and doing our own thing though. But that still comes to us every now and again to where it's like, nah, that ain't right. I'm not supposed to do that. Or this is what I should be doing, or whatever the case may be.
Yeah,
We
it
get
always
that.
comes, right?
Yeah, we get that through remembrance of our former selves.
Yeah, once
And so,
you see it like that, you can't unsee like that.
right, so now that's something we still have to follow after with. That's something that we still have to keep the Sabbath day. That's why we even out here. Because Jesus was what? Proclaiming these words. He was feeding the people spiritually, you understand? And physically as well, but on the Sabbath day. He was enlightening them and helping them grow, teaching in the temple.
I thought if Sabbath day on Sabbath day, we go to jail.
You said if we did the Sabbath day on Sabbath day, we go to jail?
That's why they
You said, well,
they catch us.
there's going to be a point in time where it does happen like that,
Yeah, but we need to, I want to make it loud.
It's going to come eventually. It's going to come eventually because...
I'm ready to make it loud.
But at the end of the day, while we have the opportunity, while we have this place of grace, because grace is just a time period, dispensation of time, we are out here proclaiming these words and doing what we got to do. But even when we sit there and start to get persecuted for these different things, right, we're still going to sit there and try to be doing the work to a certain degree. But we're going to be wise in how we carry ourselves and move in a certain manner of discretion. But you might not see us in the chief places like this right here. We're using this opportunity that we have right now to gain our people. So the Sabbath day, we can't buy or sell, right? We have to keep it holy.
Y'all don't go nowhere anyway, I be at home.
But hey, that's the spirit, right? You can't cook or clean or anything like that. You got to meal prep or something like
I don't know
that.
how to cook. He didn't give me that part. I only know how to do other stuff, not cook.
I got you. Right? But at the end of the day, you got meal prep, you know, so maybe like oatmeal, something
Anything
like that.
like, so you would fast? Like not cook as in fast, or not cook as in don't cook? but
Don't
you
cook
still
physically. You can eat still, but you won't cook necessarily.
Oh, you can buy. Oh, you can't buy.
Yeah, exactly. You meal prep. That's what I'm saying. On Friday.
Oh, get it done before that day.
Exactly.
Oh my God, that's sexy. I'm sorry, not sexy.
Let me get Exodus chapter 35 real quick. Yeah, go
The
ahead.
book of Exodus chapter 35 verse 1. And Moses gathered all the congregation of the children of Israel together and said unto them, these are the words which the Lord hath commanded that ye shall do them.
Right.
6 days shall work be done.
It said what?
6 days shall work be done.
Okay.
But on the 7th day there shall be to you an holy day.
Right, so anything that consists of you making a wage or doing some type of physical labor, you can't do that on the Sabbath day. So taking the trash out or anything like that, you can't do that on the Sabbath day.
Okay, so look, I didn't take out my trash, but I did buy food yesterday and I have it today, so I don't have to go buy a fucking, like, you know what I mean?
Right.
I know it's a lifetime.
No, you good.
But like, okay, so when I go home and eat my food, that's not me purchasing.
Right, 'cause you got it
It's not
yesterday.
me cooking either.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, God, it was way before 5 too. It was early.
Right, so yeah, all praise to the Most High. The Lord's helping you. Hey, He's getting you these different things so
I
you
just
can
didn't
start
know
keeping it
this
off.
of that. That
Right.
makes sense. So I would love to know that.
Yeah.
I don't be like, clearly I never said I do that, right?
Right, you did.
So I'm
You were
not
humble.
confident in stuff I don't know, because I will tell you I don't know. I don't know.
All praise. Right, so yeah, that's the Sabbath day. We got to keep that as a people.
Okay,
You-
we've been talking to you guys. I really have to go to the bathroom. But I like, you know, I was sit here all day. I didn't give y'all no sign of I needed to leave.
If you get time-
I gotta go help myself.
I got you. If you get time, you can always come back. We're going to be out here for a couple hours. Probably about till like 8, 9 o'clock.
And what time is it now? I'm sorry, my phone's
It's
out.
like 5:50. 5.
And y'all leave at 10.
Yeah, like
Okay, I'll
9.
be back. I'm just going to relieve myself and come back in. So
All right.
I'll come back to
Real quick, the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, I know you don't identify as such, you call yourself Aboriginal, but I understand that,
all of those.
right, they are the Israelites. This tribe right here, this chart right here,
Yeah.
helps us get an understanding. So what our fathers are, which, you know what I'm saying, my father was so-called black
Wait, I
man.
have a question.
What's up?
Are Israelites and Jews the same situation?
When you say Jews, what Jews are you talking about? Those people over here in Israel right now?
Not Jewish, Jews.
Yeah. Well, okay, let me explain it like this. So the word Jew derives from Judah. Because at one point in time where you see, it says Southern Kingdom, right?
Those are not European.
No, they're not.
Right, that's what I'm talking about.
I'm from the tribe of Judah. This brother's from the tribe of Judah.
Those are not European. Jews.
Right.
Those,
Yeah, those are,
they're not Israelites, or would
no,
they
they're
all
not
be
Israelites.
Okay.
No, because at the end of the day, and they also believe that anybody could adopt into their belief. I can't really say too much because we document it, but a lot of them, or they believe that you can adopt into their belief through Judais. Okay, right. At the end of the day, that's not true though. Because this is an actual heritage. This is a nationality, being an Israelite, which means that what? It's your bloodline. You descend from a people that were what? Israelites. What makes us Israelites? We come from the son of, or select, right? That just means select. right? These 12 tribes descended from Jacob. And his name was changed to Israel in Genesis chapter 32 after he received the blessing from the Lord. And so therefore that would make us what? Israelites, with that suffix ITE, meaning your nationality. Because we descend from a man named Israel. And so therefore that's what makes us Israelites.
Okay.
Right? And as the Israelites, we have to keep the commandments of the Lord. So you gotta start reading this book. Because I know we didn't get a chance to really crash course on everything, but more than likely, the Lord has given you little sprinkles.
Do you have
through
like,
that
time
enlightenment.
other than right now? Like other times where you allow?
Did you get a flyer? I know it kind of got a little soggy. I'll get you.
I might have, yeah, my fault. Yeah,
Put it in your back pocket. Don't take it out.
I'll put it on my pocket.
All right, cool. All right, cool. Right, but at the end of the day, we have to. The Lord gives certain sprinkles to let you know that you're in a certain season in your life to move in a different direction. You understand? And that's how you was able to understand and then just bear witness with you. You was like, damn, it's Sabbath day? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, my bad. Right? But at the end of the day, you was like, damn, that makes sense. Hold on, all right, cool. I was already down there.
I'm not a hater. Like, if you make it sense, I'm like, hold on. Like, that's how I grow into me.
Right.
You're giving me something to take with me. Not to forget. Because
and let me ask you a question, too. Let me ask you a question real quick, too. Throughout these 2 years in which you feel like you've been more enlightened, haven't you felt the best in your life?
Yeah, literally. I feel like I'm actually manifesting whatever that means to me. I'm doing that. Like, I feel like that's what I'm.
And that's just, again, that's just a preview.
Yeah, that's insane. And I know it is. But I'm like, oh my God, I'm not doing nothing for real. Like, wait till like I think I can. Like, that's something.
So now you gotta go into this Bible right here, because this is literally our heritage. It's our history book. Nobody, I mean, you can find other histories of different people or whatever case may be, different nations. Okay, a lot of us do. A lot of people.
Like, if you talk, like, I can understand you speaking to
right. So listen to audio.
Nothing is the way I would even say it.
Listen, download the Bible app and listen to the audio.
Okay.
You always listen to it in your car, whatever case.
Like, I would like to come with it. Y'all do shit for like.
Okay, cool. Right. Hit the email.
I can do that.
Every Friday and Saturday we come out.
I can have it.
But you say you're not from here.
I'm not. I live here.
Oh, you live here though?
I think 9 minutes from right now.
Okay, cool. Right. So we always downtown. Every Saturday we downtown at Indy Star.
Huh?
You know where District Tap is? On Meridian.
The tap.
The District Tap is what it's called.
Is it the place that serves
Yeah, it's everywhere serves salads. Come on.
Really? Oh my God, I can go anywhere.
You know where the spaghetti factory is? Or Kilroy's?
Yes. Oh, okay, that's far though. That's like
Not Broad Ripple Kilroy's. I'm talking about Kilroy's down the street over here.
It's downtown.
Yeah, so that's where we be at. We be on that strip, right? We by the Indy Star.
Right?
You know where the Heirloom Comedy Club is, right?
I don't do anything I say to myself. I be in that one interview.
Well, hit the email. Hit the email.
Okay.
Hit us up, you know what I'm saying? On Friday or Saturday, whatever the case may be, see where we at. And Lord willing, we'll get a response to you and let you know where we at.
Okay, can I shake your hand? That's cool. He still has something.
Yeah, he does.
All the way to after.
All right, cool. Right now.
This is Revelation chapter 1, verse 3. So you like to believe that you're blessed and want to be blessed, correct?
I feel like blessed means be blessed.
But that's what you know, like blessed. Like the word blessing means like a gift, something that's good for you.
Yeah, but if you go deeper into the word of the first book that made words, that word don't mean that. Like that's like how things were made up for us, and we believe that now. I feel like blessed is another word for something. It's a less word of something good. You know what I mean?
Well,
so we say blessed now.
It's
but it really means something else. So
just
be blessed. I don't believe that, but I get what you're saying. I can take what you're saying.
A blessing is a good thing,
so you wouldn't think I'm just saying yes to what you're saying.
That's right, but real quick.
Let's be in the middle.
Sorry,
I can
etymology.
Let me just sit this real quick. At the end of the day, you have to pick the meat off of the bone, in which I don't know what your source is necessarily for that, but understanding that blessing, he got the history pulled up of the word.
Yeah.
Right. So at the end of
the Bible of it. Like the Bible says, the book of words.
the book of words.
Yeah, like what we had before we had European.
I had to guess.
This was translated from the Hebrew and the Greek.
Right, but translated. Go to the Greek, it's not translated.
Okay, but at the end of the day, that's what we're using. We're using it for a general sense of compatibility.
If we start speaking, I understand what you're saying, but I understand what that means. That's why I said it like that. So I didn't want you to think I was just shaking my head. What you're saying.
Well, in this context, when we're reading about a blessing, it's a good thing. That's all. That's all we establish.
So the word blessed, the etymology, which is the study and breakdown of words and how they come together, it means supremely happy, also consecrated, holy, And then the reverse, or ironically, what you said, be less, that would be damned. So it's telling you the word blessed literally means to be supremely happy or holy. So, no, the reverse of it would be damned. Like you tried to say. Yeah, the antonym.
But we can't always think that there's only one. It's always a 50-50.
It's telling you the other side.
50-50. I know, and I'm going by other side.
Okay, but so it's saying, blessed, this is Revelation chapter 1 verse 3. Blessed is he that readeth, blessed is he that readeth, and they that hear the words of this prophecy, and keep those things which are written therein, for the time is at hand. So if you read, like you say you don't like to read, or you feel like you don't have to.
Not like to, it's just I feel like I can understand someone speaking to me rather than me reading it, because I don't read it well.
But you would be blessed to read because only you can understand how your mind works and perceive things. Versus I could tell you something all day.
I go to the opposite, so I would be blessed to read than to not go by reading.
No, you'd be blessed to read, yes. Meaning.
I'm telling you, that's what you're saying.
That's what the Lord said. I'm not saying anything.
Okay, but He also gives us the choices. We just write both of them.
Right.
So why am I not allowed to go with
which
other
one?
things?
That heareth the words of this prophecy, or blessed?
You said, just like I said, it means to be little, be less, obviously. You know what I mean? When you read it, it says to both of them. It says to be
Oh no, he was just giving it.
less, right?
No. It wasn't in one definition. He was just letting you know what the antonym of that word was.
Right, but it's
What? Curse or damn?
No, the actual what it means is I gave you the reverse. Meaning blessed means to be supremely happy, so the opposite of blessed would be to be
right, but
cursed
it
or
has an
damned.
opposite, just like me.
Everything
you are
has opposite,
You are
like-
male and I'm female.
Right.
Right, but it's saying, so what I'm saying is it doesn't mean to be blessed. The word blessed means to be supremely happy.
Right, but
not
there
be
is an
blessed.
opposite of blessed.
Yes, but you're not
I'm going-
receiving the opposite.
I'm
is what
going off
saying.
of opposite so I can behave like the action. Does that make sense?
So you're just psyching yourself out, basically.
No, I'm not psyching myself.
No, I'm asking. I'm just trying to get enlightened.
I mean, I'm not offended because you just don't have that level of consciousness like I do. I'm able to take that much speed if you gonna call it something. If you're trying to like manipulate it, like you're trying to make me feel weird about it. No, I don't feel weird about it. I feel confident about it. And that's fair because not everybody comes.
When I said psych yourself out, I was just saying like reverse psychology, like basically, like to try to trick your mind
But I'm
to
in
think it.
control of that.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Like it's not like I don't like I'm letting it happen. I'm doing it is what I'm saying. Like
Okay.
I'm able to do things like that too. Because I don't want to do things
So-
and fall in a trap. I want to
Real
be
quick.
able to make the traps. If that makes sense.
Let me
But
bring
for
out-
knowledge, not for
Oh,
not
okay,
for
all right.
weird. You know what I mean? Not
It literally means my bad. Hold on. Right. Prince that has power with the Most High God.
overstood.
Right. So at the end of the day, that's a blessing. That's a good thing. Right. And so when we
But the bad thing
understand,
about it is that they changed his name. And
not necessarily, it was elevated.
But why are you teaching us two different things now?
What do you mean?
Why is it, like if his name was changed, why not teach us the one that wasn't? Like,
Well, you
was
know
first?
that. I just told you.
Yeah, but that's me. That everybody knows. You know
We
what
do.
I mean?
We try to break it down to everybody. Sometimes there's other things that need to be touched
that
on.
we have to do for them. You know what I mean? They can't just do
Going
this
back
out.
to
If
the
we're
history
here
before-
to give them that word, then that clearly means that not everybody is capable of learning it on their own. You know what I mean?
I get what you're saying,
If you
but-
don't, you go to a path where you learn it. I didn't just come out of nowhere like this.
But we have to
I
speak
saw
on a level of
someone or
compatibility.
had a-
We have to be able to be compatible with other people, because guess what? We all speak what? English. You understand? And to whereas though you can understand what I'm saying, I can understand what you're saying because we're speaking the same language. Now, if I got up here and I started speaking in the Paleo-Hebrew tongue, nobody will understand me. They would look at me and kind of be like, what the hell is he talking about?
Right.
And so therefore, that's why we have to speak on a certain manner. Again, meeting in the middle, like you said earlier. We meet in the middle with a lot
But
of
you
our
see,
people.
I'm not standing down. Me and you in the
Yeah,
middle.
yeah.
I'm not
And
trying
that's
to
why
step
we
on
have
your
to-
shit,
yeah,
but I'm
yeah.
not gonna let you step over here.
Okay.
We gotta stay in the middle type. You know what I mean?
So that's why we have these visual depictions and these signs and different stuff like that to help our people get a good understanding, or overstand, like you would say.
I
All right.
would.
So at the end of the day, there's commandments and there's laws and statutes
Because
that
I'm
we have
not
to
lost
keep.
with what you're talking about.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I overstand you, because it's like you're not doing enough for me. Like not saying you're not, but like you're good. You're not losing.
Okay. Right. So the Sabbath, that's a commandment that we have to keep.
Right.
All right. Also, not eating pork.
I don't eat that.
All praises. Can't eat
I
pork.
eat my vegetables raw. Don't even cook them.
Okay, right, all praises.
Cooking the nutrients out. Like,
Yeah,
clearly.
that's what they say.
You gotta know some stuff. I don't know.
Yep.
That's why I haven't ate here. I'm gonna go home and do what I gotta do.
Right. You say you got food at home.
Yes.
You about to go keep the Sabbath.
I'm about to go eat a green pepper.
Right. And also shrimp, crab, and lobster. You know what I'm saying? Okay, cool.
I'm so sorry.
So, what are you, raw vegan?
Yeah, like
Okay,
I don't eat, I don't know, I be eating watermelon, I be eating fruit.
Yeah.
I get full off of juice,
Okay.
the water, the
All praise.
minerals, all that.
All praise. That's the,
I've been changed that changed before things changed, if that makes sense.
It's a real
Maybe that was
beneficial
just a
diet.
part of it.
Yeah, it's a real beneficial diet for sure. Right? Okay, so that's just, those are about 2-3 commandments right there. Now, another commandment that we have to follow after is what? Now, if I was wearing a skirt, would you take me seriously?
Yes, I would. What does that have to do?
As I'm teaching the Bible, you understand, reading out of the words of the
If
Lord,
you're teaching the Bible with a skirt on, would I respect you?
how would you look at me?
I would look like you're reading the Bible just with a skirt on. That has nothing
Why?
to do with it. Because that's what I'm seeing out of my eye focus. I can see that you have on a skirt while you're reading the Bible, while you're trying to.
So there's not a sense
That's
of...
all. I'm going to use my visual, not my...
Okay.
What? I'm so sorry.
I'm asking that
A
for a
tree can
reason.
tell you something. Like, come on now. Why would I judge it? I'm so sorry. I am
okay.
different. I am a little bit different. I don't
You
know.
see past it. You
Yeah,
just
like,
basically...
what does that
okay, I get what you're saying. Now...
Put it on. I'm like, okay. You look good. Why
It's
would
a
I let you
reason.
slip?
Okay, it's a reason. Now, let me get Sirach. Let me get that Sirach chapter 31, if I'm not mistaken, where it says the eye is wicked above all things.
I feel like that's what you should wear. No, I know, but I think I hate it on
You know what I'm talking about?
Sirach chapter 31, verse 13. Remember
God.
that a wicked eye is an evil thing. A wicked eye is an evil thing.
right?
And what is created more wicked than an eye?
Right, so there's nothing more wicked than the eye, because this right here is what allows your mind to perceive things. It's based off of what you see and what you go through. That's why experience is a whole nother level of a teacher than somebody just telling you something. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because you actually live through it.
To me, it's different from me reading it.
Right. So at the end of the day, it said the eye is more wicked above all things, because the eye is what allows you to perceive these different things. So when we're seeing something that's not correct or something that is not good for our spirit, you know what I'm saying, it's going to affect us or hinder us in a certain way. Now, some people, they have the control to be able to block out these different things, and they can control it. But a lot of our people, they walk around in desensitization and they can't control it. And they don't understand why they're moving in a certain spirit or moving in a certain way to where as though they feel negative all the time. You know what I'm saying? And so that's why I brought out that example. There's a certain connotation that's attached, you understand, with being a man of the Lord or a servant of the Most High God. You understand? And we walk around holding ourselves accountable and walking with what? Fringes? Because this is a part of an apparel commandment. Okay, we have to have the fringes on the bottom of our garment for an example of the law, the statutes, and commandments, to remember them. We look upon these and we remember, okay, cool, I gotta keep the commandments. It's just a fresh reminder real quick. Just like having a post-it.
That's cool. I like that.
Right? That's what the Lord set up for us. The Lord also set up different things for us. He said what? The man shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a woman.
Right.
Now, why is that? Because when a woman puts on pants or a woman puts on tights or whatever the case may be, it's more revealing than a skirt would be, or more revealing than a dress would be. That's why that's something that just came about less than 200 years ago. You understand? And that's only because they had to fill the factories and they couldn't wear flowy dresses and stuff like that in the factory. Otherwise, they get caught in the conveyor belt or a damn machine lathe. All right? So these different things, they came about for a reason, but it has also attached a certain connotation and has disrupted our spirit in a way. So now our men, they walk around, they say, damn, you seen that? They lusted.
Really is to protect them.
Right, exactly. So at the end of the day, that's something that our women have to get back to, and our men have to come away from wearing dresses and different stuff like that, because that's confusion. It's disrupting people's minds, you understand? Because that's not naturally in our spirit to do.
Right.
That wasn't
For a man, you mean?
for a man to wear a dress or something like that. That's not natural.
I don't know. I wouldn't be confused.
That's something that's been evolved and like
Let's meet in the
made to
middle.
be
Let's
natural.
meet in the middle. I feel like some people would feel like it's unusual, but I wouldn't, based off my preference.
Well, we're going based
how
off of
I
the
use
law.
mine. Right, but I mean, I guess in a way,
Let me get
if you
Deuteronomy
think about
22.
it, both of us have a different theme of the law. I mean, you're not following it because if it says
Well, that's why you gotta read the Bible, because you gotta go to the source.
Unusual doesn't mean it's evil because it's unusual.
Well, that's,
So a squirrel is evil because it's like,
you said a squirrel?
yeah, a squirrel's evil because it's jumping from tree to tree. No, monkeys do that. I get that. That's
I mean,
unusual, but that's what they do too. Like, that's not fair.
The law doesn't necessarily
Things happen.
the law doesn't necessarily apply to a squirrel or animal.
But
Right.
there, you don't see tribes in jungles where they have a skirt that is tied on the side.
They don't have these laws, statutes, and commandments like we do. That's you gotta understand everything that we're speaking about though. I get what you're saying, but everything that we're speaking about is not just for everybody.
So in the Old Testament, does it say the same thing?
Yes, we're gonna read it real quick.
Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 22 and verse 5.
Bring it over.
The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man.
Right.
Neither shall a man put on a woman's garment. For all that do so are abomination unto the Lord thy God.
Which basically just means abomination, the Lord just hates it. You understand? He's not pleased with that. Because he set up things to be in a certain manner. Right? Even with Adam and Eve, it wasn't necessarily them walking around in a naked manner, but he still gave them what? The animal skin to clothe themselves with. Right? And so the Lord has always had it set up to where as though it's a specific attire and apparel that we had to wear. Even the priest, the high priest, they had to wear linen breeches, which just means linen pants. Which helps us get the understanding that what pants are meant for the man and dresses and skirts are meant for the woman. Because again, it doesn't reveal that shape. You understand? It allows you to move in discretion and you're able to do what you need to do in a certain manner with decorum.
I guess I think it's the way people look at it. Like for a skirt, you can't do much physical things, but I feel like you could, right? I'm thinking like Pocahontas, but like actually no, she was cold. Like she did.
And so even these newer things that have been invented or whatever the case may be, there's like tights and stuff like that underneath the skirts or whatever. And that's okay, as long as your shape is not being revealed.
On if you guys did have a skirt, because I'm in a whole different thing than you guys. You are a male that has to go about how he just said that.
Right.
I'm a female that has to go about how he just said that.
And so my whole point is that just like I get what you're saying. So my whole point is that now with the understanding or overstanding that you have is now that's what you have to walk after, because this is the source. Because just like you said, you receive certain signs, you receive certain sprinkles like we was going into earlier. Like it just kind of felt right on the Saturday to kind of just do stuff different from every other day. That's a sprinkle. You know what I'm saying? The Lord is basically giving you a little seed to help you go about your journey. So now we have to go back to the source, or where it's all in one compilation, which is the Bible, and where we could read about the laws, statutes, and commandments that we kept in our heritage. You can actually go through history and find these things out as well. Because like I said, in the late 1800s or like the 1920s or so, I believe is when World War II basically, or World War I. Right, World War II is when the women started wearing pants and stuff like that, and overalls and whatnot, damn Carhartts. You know what I'm saying? You can't have
I got so many weird questions, like, it's so deep, like, I don't know, I got so many weird questions.
But that's a commandment in the law, so that's, you know, like I said, the fringes, I didn't bring that scripture out, but these fringes right here is also, again, a commandment.
I don't know nothing about that, so that would've been nice.
You want me to read it real quick?
Yeah.
Go to Numbers 15 and 38.
No, wait, so about that?
All praise.
Alright. It's the book of Numbers, chapter 15 and verse 38.
I'm here still, I gotta pee, but I'm here.
And it reads,
Let's get it to
And the Lord,
sorry.
and the Lord spoke unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel.
Right, you're a child of Israel. You know what I'm saying? Because you're on that sign right there, and you understand that the curses that we go through on a base of the nation, basically, or our ethnic group has gone through. Because, like you said, our people have gone through slavery and different stuff. Exactly. We're the only people that's gone through chattel slavery. Right. No other nation has went through chattel slavery. Right. And so, therefore, we understand these different curses that the Lord has left behind for us to understand. We're the children of Israel is how we perceive it. So it's speaking unto us. Go ahead.
And bid them that they make them fringes in the border of the garment.
Right? If you're bidding something, you're commanding, right? That we make fringes in the borders of our garments. Right? Go ahead.
Throughout their generations.
It said what?
Throughout their generations.
We're still generating as a people. We're still procreating, right?
Right.
So therefore, we still have to keep this law. Go ahead.
In that they put up on the fringe of the borders a ribbon of blue.
Blue being a royal color, a representation of our royalty, right? Because purple, gold, silver, blue, these are all royal colors that were very, very difficult to make in the ancient world. You understand? So not every man can walk around having this color right here. It takes a lot of textiles, different stuff like that, or whatever, to be able to imprint these different things. And so we walk with that same amount of dignity. We walk in that same amount of, I ain't gonna use that word, but go ahead.
Verse number 39.
Bring it out.
And it shall be unto you for a fringe, that ye may look upon it and remember all the commandments of the Lord and do them.
It's like I said earlier. Look down at them, and you understand. Damn, it's the Sabbath. Hold on. I gotta go to the crib. All right, or I gotta go chill, whatever the case may be. You get that reminder. You know what I'm saying? If you were to be eating pork or whatever the case may be, I know you don't, right? But if you sit there and sit down at a restaurant, you start looking at the menu, damn, these ribs sound good. You kind of look down, you're like, oh, yeah, I can't eat ribs no more. I can eat beef ribs, can't eat pork though. You know what I'm saying? So these right here are a representation of a spiritual reminder. Does that make sense? So not only as far as your attire and different stuff like that, you gotta get you some fringes, but you also gotta start wearing, you know, modest apparel to where as though it's not too revealing. Because you got men out here that are creeps, man.
Right?
And they'll sit there and look you up and down. Next thing you know, they're waiting for you to sit there and walk by a dark place, and all hell kind of breaks loose. You know how many children we sit there and lose every single day in America that are of our ethnic background? It's a lot. And they don't touch on it at all. And they make a they do whatever they do.
The way I carry myself, I'm just a little more sure than everybody else, you know what I mean? Because I'm more aware too, so it's not like, you know what I mean?
You can display your level of confidence, but
I don't, actually.
you say you don't.
I don't display
So I misunderstood what you were saying.
Because like, so when I walked up, he was like, you got a minute for, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was like, you didn't expect me to say yeah. You can't say yeah. You can't like she about to say yeah. You can't say you did that.
I have faith in everybody and stuff.
Right.
That's why I
But
put
if
the
you were
hook out
completely
there.
sure, yeah, like, but you put hook out there, not like.
Well, sometimes our people just
Like,
got
say,
stuff going on.
we already seen each other's faces, so if you saw me do a block and you saw me come up again, you would automatically know that I would take the word, yes or no? You know I would, because I sat here now, like,
Maybe.
y'all can dismiss me, but like,
I don't know anything for sure. I'm gonna just say that.
exactly, so that's not fair, that's what I'm saying, you didn't know for sure that I
can
would stop,
infer.
but you still guessed.
Yeah. I can infer. I can make an educated guess.
I'm the same way, I would try still.
Okay. Right. Let me get
I
Psalms
don't mean
159.
nothing
I mean 119.
harmful, I still would try. Can I throw this away?
Psalms 119 and 159. The book of Psalms, chapter 115. 119. Verse 59. I thought on my ways. Especially after right now. You got to take a beat and just kind of think upon your ways and be like, all right, cool. Brother brought this out. He sat there and said, we can't do this, we can't do that. We got to start doing this. All right, cool. Let me go
Some of
ahead.
that I already know.
Right, but now you're actually going to start thinking about it more because it's been brought up to you again. It's no coincidence.
Yeah, it's gonna be thought about again, not more, because I can't say that you're the only reason why I think like that. I think like that without you, no offense. You know what I mean? So you're just reminding me of, not pushing me further, but not holding me back. You know what I mean? I choose whether I push or pull with some stuff. You know what I mean?
All right.
I'm not saying you didn't, you did, but you know what I mean? It's still up to me to do with what I got with, if that makes sense.
Verse 59. I thought on my ways and turned my feet unto thy testimony.
So you have to turn your feet. Again, like I said, you was walking in a cold linear pathway to where, as though you say, you're going off a sense of spirituality or just understanding and interpreting things through the spirit. You have to deviate from that pathway just a little bit and jump onto the right pathway. You understand? And that's what going
Am I on
through
the left pathway then, if I'm not on the right one?
you can say that.
Because you're telling me I'm not right, and you said I have to live on the right, but I already know,
What's your
I already
nationality?
know where I'm at.
What's your nationality?
I mean,
Is-
are you being challenging, or are you saying like, what do I think?
I'm just
I
doing a
thought
quick
I
fast
already
forward.
answered that.
You did it. You said Aboriginal.
Right.
But now, after we've gone through different things and we've pretty much gone through the Bible,
I would say I'm still Aboriginal
Right.
because of what I think, but if you go with the Bible, like how you trying to do it, yes, I'm an Israelite.
right?
I feel like I'm allowed to be.
Israelite is
I'm not
going
gonna say
to
more,
supersede
but
being
okay,
Aboriginal.
right? Why would you think that though?
Why do I think
Yeah,
that? I know
because
that.
this has limits, and
No, I mean, why you say limits?
because like it's like how you're
This gives
trying
us
to,
more access points. Really.
right, but I feel like without being told, I have more access points. Because like you're told to only do a certain something. If I'm not told to do that, don't it mean I go up forward? Like walk forward if blah blah blah. If you can't do this, you have to stay there. I'm like I'm going.
Right, but at the end
I'm
of the
going.
day, it's for our good. You may be moving forward, or you
Why
may
my
think
good
that you're moving
why
forward.
my good not good? You know what I mean? Like I'm not trying to say that, but like we gotta be in the middle. Cause I'm thinking my good is good.
The Lord, okay, so
I'm finna fight.
like we talked about, you said the kingdom of heaven is a mind state more so than it is a physical state. We're letting you know that it's going to be a mind state and also a physical state.
We're not taking
At a
this.
point in
This
time.
is gonna be left here.
No, we're not
You
taking
think you're in the ground 6 feet under and you're still there?
No, we're not taking this. We're not taking this side. We don't think.
And I'm living beyond right now. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not living right now. I'm living beyond right now. Like, I'm living right now because I'm here, and this is that, and this is now. But my
the Lord wants you to
consciousness has been
carry
here
yourself.
already. So, like,
The Lord wants you to carry yourself in a certain way. Why? Because we're set up to be a light. We're set up to be an example throughout the world.
I know.
Right? So,
I know.
but I mean,
know.
so that's why you gotta carry yourself in a
I
certain
say
way.
we agree to meet in the middle until we find an understanding together. Not an understanding, an understanding. Because if we find an understanding, we're gonna be right here when we could have been up there.
All right, so we're gonna dialogue on a couple of things, and Lord willing, if we see you again.
That's why you're gonna.
Yeah, okay,
You
cool.
said hit the email.
Yeah, definitely.
Like,
So
I'm gonna bring what I think. Like,
okay, right. And we look.
you're not the only light. You know that.
What's your name?
Passion.
Passion. All
Yeah,
right,
like the
Lamad.
word. Amah?
Lamad.
Lamad.
Yep. All right. So Lord willing, we'll see you again. But in the time from now until we see you again, there's commandments that we have to keep as the Israelites. You understand? It's a certain way when we have to carry ourselves, because how you carry yourself in a physical manner affects how you move in a spiritual manner as well. All right.
I mean, I don't move physically until it's up here first. I move from here first.
Right.
I don't move from
But I'm
right
just
here.
saying, if you on
So
automation,
I knew this was gonna happen. I knew this was this. You know what I mean? I knew things was that.
You think before
I knew
you
I
act.
was gonna say yes to you if you offered to me.
right? You think before you act, and you're able to perceive these different things before you do something, right? But I'm saying there's some people that move about. I'm not saying you necessarily, just anybody.
I'm aware of that.
That move in a
I'm
certain
aware
manner of
of that.
automation, and they do everything without thinking about it sometimes because it's habitual.
I'm aware of that.
Right. And
That's
so
how
I'm
I
saying you
feel.
gotta break certain habitual habits in order to sit there and get close
I've
to the
been
Most
through
High
that to
God.
where I'm aware of that, if that makes sense. So I'm walking around conscious of that. Like,
Okay,
I'm
so
not
what's today?
living that.
Sorry. No, I'm just doing a crash course.
Okay, we're doing late.
All right, cool. What
Wait,
can
I'm
we
not
eat?
phone dead.
What can we eat?
Pork.
Right. What else?
Don't sell.
Well, on the Sabbath day, you
Don't
can't buy or
buy, I
sell.
mean, don't buy.
Yeah, you
don't
can't
sell.
buy or sell on the Sabbath day. Right. Okay, and then right. What's these right here?
Start with R.
Start with F.
Damn.
The second letter is R.
Frizzle.
Fringes.
Fringes.
That's right. All right. And so what can't our men wear?
Shirts and like girl clothing. Anything that like was real.
Right. And then what can our women wear?
Anything clothes.
Right. Okay. So at the end of the day, these are the commandments that I want to try to get you, or not try to get you, but I'm challenging you, right, to try to start keeping some of these commandments, right?
Which one do you think
to do
I
your
broke?
best. You said, which one do I think you broke?
Yeah.
Well, you have pencil.
Does it matter to have a reason behind it, or it don't matter?
What you mean?
No matter if we don't feel comfortable in gross stuff, even though we're wearing this, although we're breaking the commandment.
Why wouldn't you feel girl stuff if it's meant for you? Right.
I mean, I don't want the attention that comes behind it. Just like you were trying to tell me before, I'm like, that's nothing wrong. You know what I mean? But I was in a place where we're all like this, like, so we don't. It's not unusual, so it wouldn't be like a shark that walking around. You know what I mean? It's like we're all dumbass looking at sharks. You know what I mean? So like people's reason behind it is not always like for weird, but more protection. I don't have like.
I want to ask you another question, but I gotta pass it. All right. So,
Okay.
Lord willing, we get the dialogue again, and the next brother is gonna act. If you got time, nigga, it's about that.
Yeah,
All right, I ain't gonna really hold that against you.
I'm a read, not to help longer, but.
All right, cool. All right, but at the end of the day, I'm gonna give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High. It was beautiful dialogue with your sister. All right, Lord willing, we see you again. All right, come here, show.
Come here, show.
Come here, show.
Come here, shalom.
Come here, shalom.
Come here, shalom.
Come.
Praises, honor, and glory go to the Most High God, Yahweh. By Simeon Awashad, man, right? We are the Hebrew Israelites, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, man. We out here for y'all to let y'all know that, hey, it's time to turn back into the Lord, man. It's time to separate ourselves from the ways of the world, man.
Right, so we out here to rebuke, right, exhort, right, let our people know that don't follow the ways of the heathen, right? Because this what you see right here, the ways of the heathen.
But our people want to gravitate towards them. You want to know why? Because our people don't know who the hell they are, man.
Right.
Our people don't know what to look towards. So what do? They look toward the other nations. And they get caught up in sorcery and witchcraft, man. And that's all that this stuff is.
Right, the heathens is into these different African men, women, right? They into damn perverseness, wickedness, evil, right? We gotta get out of that, right? Go ahead.
So if you come to serve the Lord, you gotta prepare yourself for temptation, man. The enticement of this world, man. Right? And the destruction that a lot of our people walk in, man. You have to step, man.